guys.
Yeah.
Tuesday. I am again this week in Aruba. So I'm reporting live doing the Trademark Like a Boss show. I'm Radiance Harris, founder and managing attorney of Radiance IP Law. I help emerging businesses protect, monetize, and grow profitable brands with trademarks. And today I have Amanda Ghobadi, and we'll be talking about how to get your branding right. She is the branding babe. And does amazingly. She's the one, the beauty, the talent behind my branding photos that you see across my social media. So Amanda, welcome to the show. I'm excited to have you today.
Thank you, Radiance. I'm so happy to be here. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so if you're watching live, be sure to drop in the comments, say hello, let us know you're here, drop where you're from, and just engage with us throughout the show. So let's get to it. So what inspired you to start the Branding Babe?
You know, I had been building my photography portfolio for a couple of years. And at the same time, I had been working freelance as a brand strategist and graphic designer. And it kind of occurred to me that the brand photography industry wasn't really something that had grown a lot yet. And there was nobody who was specifically offering brand photography custom tailored to women entrepreneurs. And I really wanted to help women. So when I realized there was a market for it and there weren't a whole lot of people doing it in the DMV area, I just kind of dove headfirst into it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Yes, I love it. And I guess we've been working together for about a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And I must say that you're the one who really took my branding to the next level. So explain to me, so what does branding mean? You hear the term branding. What does that mean?
So branding is actually a lot of different things, and people often get it confused with marketing. But branding is really, at its core, the aura, the personality, the storytelling, the visual feel you give off, right? And marketing is basically how you promote your brand. So branding involves a lot of things, right? It involves your story, messaging, values. People often think of logo, color palettes, that kind of stuff, but it's so much more than that. And there's a lot of research and thought and development that goes into it.
So if someone is their small business, they are struggling with creating branding, like what would you say, where should they start if they're trying to figure out their branding, their image, how they want to be perceived in the marketplace? Where should they start?
Yeah, absolutely. It really depends on your budget, kind of on the approach, but everyone should start with strategy first. Understanding who you are, what your mission is, your values, who your competition is, where you fit into the market. All of those are really big questions you need to be asking. And you can hire a strategist to help you with those things. The second thing is to go ahead and start pursuing the visual elements of your brand, right? To have somebody do a logo, color palette, a font scheme for you, and then eventually, publish that into a website or some physical marketing materials that you can use. And of course, photography and videography are all a part of that visual branding as well.
So I'd love to hear your thoughts on, I know recently Instagram announced that they are doing away eventually with photos and turning to more of a video. Uh-oh, did I disappear? Am I here? Okay, sorry. Something just weird just happened. That Instagram is going to do away with photos and be more of a video platform. What are your thoughts on that, on how business owners can still utilize Instagram and branding and, branding photos and reels and things like that?
So yeah, I mean, I've heard a few different takes on that announcement from Instagram, and I think probably the quote from Adam, who's the head of Instagram, has been twisted here and there just for stories, but he's basically said it's no longer just a photo sharing app, right? So they're prioritizing video content much, much more heavily in order to compete with TikTok and, these other platforms. So really what it means is, you can continue to post photos and do what you're doing, but to, extend your reach a little more, try and do more reels. And the magic of photos is you can create, little photo reels, right? So you can use your photos from a branding session and turn them into a little slideshow video. and then you kind of cheat the system.
Yeah.
Our studio is now doing videos as well for social media, as well as more narrative-based videos. So it is something that we offer. But on your own, right, I think the most important part about content creation is what value are you able to offer people? You know, and who do you want to connect with, making sure you're making that genuine connection, regardless of if you're posting just a single picture, a carousel, or a reel.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about your trademark journey with the Branding Babe. You came to work with me, and you were like, I'm tired of seeing all these people out here trying to start their business as a Branding Babe. So it's time. So what, I guess, inspired you to get a trademark, and how has it helped your business so far?
Yeah, well, I reached out to you at a really interesting point in my career where, you know, I had been doing other genres of photography and was still kind of doing the graphic design stuff. And I had a different business name. I had just started to transition into using the Branding Babe. And I realized kind of how trendy it was, and that there were spin-offs of the name that were starting to pop up. So I immediately was like, you know, I need to take this seriously, get this trademarked. I can't be having competition that's also using the name and making things confusing for potential clients. So I immediately dove into it for that reason. And it's really just helped me feel more official and grounded, and, you know, not worried that somebody's going to come around and try and use my name. So
Yeah,
definitely been a huge help.
awesome. And so how long have you been in business for as the
So
Branding Babe?
officially since 2019 now, so about 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. So how's it been for you? What has been the most rewarding thing about being in business for yourself, and what has been the biggest challenge?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question, because there are lots of rewarding things, but I think the challenges sometimes stand out a little bit more. You could probably relate to that. The
Yeah.
rewarding thing for me is really being able to help small business owners and women entrepreneurs, you know, take things to the next level, reach more people, get the clients that they want. Seeing others succeed brings me so much joy. So that's definitely the big win for me. I think, you know, some of the huge challenges are figuring out how I want to grow, because it is a rapidly changing industry, brand photography in particular, right? Adding video to the menu, all these different elements. I feel like I've had to like grow really fast and change things really quickly. So kind of trying to stay cutting edge and innovative has definitely been a challenge, but it's also been really fun. And hopefully I get to create more powerful content in all different types of forums for women that are continuing to work with me.
So what is your biggest takeaway? What was the biggest piece of advice you'd give to someone, another entrepreneur?
I would say to just take things in baby steps, step by step. There's a lot of pressure to constantly be growing, constantly make more money. You know, social media often gives us that pressure. But to really just look at yourself, see yourself as your own competition, figure out how you want to do better and how you can serve the clients you already have better, and things will just continue to grow for you from that aspect. I think when you're focused on the external and get caught in the comparison game, it's easy to lose sight of what matters. So taking time to kind of have some introspective moments and really focus on your why and your purpose in the first place is what's going to ground you and connect you and help you grow the most.
The point that I love that you mentioned was about taking care of your current clients, because we're often, like you said, always reaching to get new clients and new opportunities. But how are you serving the people right now who have already entrusted you to provide them with products or services? How are they treating you? How are you treating them? How is their experience? And I think that's so important, because it's much easier from a business perspective, right, to nurture the clients that you already have and ensure that they have an amazing experience so that they keep coming back, versus trying to, retain new clients. So I thought that was a really good nugget that you just shared with that. So what is the future for the Branding Babe? What's up next? What are you working on?
Well, right now we are really working on promoting the video menu and creating more video content. So we have a couple video shoots coming up. We actually just recorded a big video campaign for the business ourselves, which was fun. And it's always interesting for me to get to be in front of the camera and, you know, get put in the place of my client's shoes. So yeah, I think that's really the next big thing. We have a good photography client base, but the next thing is pushing video. You know, as social media starts to change and video becomes more and more popular, it's just the proper next step. So, you know, maybe eventually we'll have an online course and a shop and some other things as well. But right now, video is becoming the priority.
It is. I keep hearing that all the time, but hasn't it always been a priority? I mean, at least in the last, I guess, 5 years, like, isn't video the thing? It just seems like it's now the thing, like, meaning in 2021, I'm hearing like video's the thing, but hasn't it always been the thing?
It's always been a thing, but I think
Right.
there's just been an extra element of pressure now, right?
Yeah.
Especially for business owners that are only using social media to promote, right? I always encourage people to really invest time in their website and SEO, because that's their own domain and space on the web. The rules aren't going to change, the systems aren't going to change. But you know, if you invest all of your marketing in Instagram and you don't know how to create any kind of video content, and all of a sudden they say this is no longer a photo sharing app, that's really overwhelming.
Right.
So, you know, we're trying to take notes from that, because a lot of our newer business owners don't have, you know, fully fleshed out websites and are investing energy in social media. So my advice, photo and video is always great. You just have to kind of figure out where you're pushing your marketing plans and what's going to have the best turnaround for your individual brand.
Yeah, absolutely. So if anyone's interested in your services, how can they get in touch with you or connect with you?
Yeah, well, you can find me online at www.thebrandingbabe.com. Right there, exactly. You can reach out to me through the website. You can also contact me via our email at hello@thebrandingbabe.com. Find us on Instagram, Facebook. We'll get back to you, you know, as soon as we can. We usually have a 24, 48-hour email turnaround time, so you'll hear from us pretty quickly.
Awesome. And I can definitely co-sign for Amanda's work. If y'all just go check out my LinkedIn, check out my Instagram, you will see all the beautiful photos that she's taken for me. I've also done a few reels with her as well. So she will definitely get your branding on point. Amanda, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Radiance. I really appreciate it.
All right, guys. So thank you for tuning into today's show. Hope to see you next week. Until next time, take care. Bye.